Thanks for clicking on this preseason special. At the end of this video, we're going to announce our weekly roundup where every week we review the latest episodes from that list. So if you're interested in that, check out the channel and stay tuned until the end. Thanks. All right, here we are for the winter 2022 preseason special. We hope you guys enjoy this content. And yeah, like I said, we're going to be announcing our roundup at the end here. So stay tuned for that. Check out the podcast while you're at it. Interesting season. We'll just get our thoughts real quick before we start. A little bit of a lighter season, right, Germs? I think winter's hit or miss. This year's, technically it's December right now as we're recording. This year's winter was pretty. Yeah, but this year's anime winter season was pretty good. Now this upcoming winter season that we're about to talk about is a little bit lighter. Not, I mean, it's got heavy hitters as we're looking at right here. Shingeki no Kyojin, Kimetsu no Yaiba. I mean, those are some of the two biggest anime out, period, in general. But a little bit,
everything else.
Don't want to say disappointing. Yeah, it's not. We might not have a ton to talk about today, but we definitely do have to get through some anime. All right, and with that, we'll just get right into it. Shingeki no Kyojin, the final season, part 2. Click on that for me, Germs. All right, so the second part of Attack on Titan, the final season. I know that you love that the final season is broken up into 2 parts. The war for Paradis zeroes in on Shigashina just as the Jaegerists have seized control after taking a huge blow from a surprise attack led by Eren. Marley swiftly acts to return the favor. With Zeke's true plan revealed and a military forced under new rule, this battle might be fought on 2 fronts. Does Eren intend on fulfilling his half-brother's wishes, or does he have a plan of his own? I don't care about the summary. I'm absolutely watching this, and I cannot wait to see how it ends. Are they? Because I don't know anything about the manga. We're anime only. You're anime only too, right? So we don't know how the manga ends, but we know people hate the ending. So if they do an anime only ending, I'm curious.
Some slight adjustments to maybe
if they,
maybe make it better.
Make it better. Yeah, no matter what, if they do the manga ending, it'll piss people off. If they don't, then I can still go read the manga and see what people are all upset about. But very curious to see. You want to scroll down, see how many episodes this is? I believe it's 1 core. I believe it's only like 11 or 12 or something.
Doesn't show how many.
Doesn't say.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere it was 12, but yeah, are you hyped, bro? Attack on Titan after all these years is coming to an end.
I felt like it was just yesterday. Me and you were watching, like, we heard about the second season being announced after all those years. Now we're and then the third season, and we were just literally season like 2. I was like, oh, okay, this is some good stuff. And then season 3 happened. And me and you were watching. I'm like, oh no, this is the creme of the creme right here. And it's only gotten more spicy and spicier as it's gone on.
Yeah. I thought season 2 took the show to new heights. I know that everyone talks about season 3 because of the big twist, and I like it for that. But I think season 2 really outdid themselves compared to season 1, because I watched them back to back, and as soon as I got to season 2, I was like, whoa, this is much better. Then season 3, we have the big reveal, and I'm pretty sure I was caught up to it and you weren't, and I think I remember texting you, dude, I know that you're busy with a ton of stuff right now. You're watching lots of anime, but you gotta watch this Attack on Titan, because I was sitting in college looking at my laptop in utter shock at the twist. Everyone knows, we won't get into spoilers for those who have not caught up with Attack on Titan, but everyone knows the twist that I'm talking about. It's absolutely insane. And then, yeah, I mean, this year we had final season part 1. Going into next year, we're gonna have final season part 2. It all comes to an end, baby. It all comes to an end.
Because the cliffhanger that we had at the end of the season, I was like, whoo.
Yeah.
Woo. So I'm really excited to see how they end this year.
Yeah. I mean, it's not to spoil, but come on. I think it goes without saying. We don't even have to say it, but of course this makes the roundup. Of course we're going to be talking about this every week. We know that a lot of you might not be caught up if you're not into Attack on Titan, but for those of you who are, oh man, it's a treat, and we will definitely be talking about this every week. I know I said we'd save it for the end of the video, but you can't not with Attack on Titan. It's too, you could already guess, so.
I'd agree as well.
Yeah. All right. That's all we have to say with that one. Then next we have Kimetsu no Yaiba, Entertainment District Arc. We're reviewing that weekly right now. Shameless plug. We'll leave a card up above. You want to click on it? Just
the people at home.
After visiting the Rengoku residence, Tanjiro and his comrades volunteer for a mission within the Entertainment District, a place where desires are sold and demons dwell. The journey alongside the flashy sound Hashira, Tengen, Uzui in search of a monstrous foe terrorizing the town. Sworn to slay creatures of the night, the hunt continues. So, if you've seen the Mugen Train arc, whether it's the movie or the anime, this picks up right from there. So you can call it a season 2 or however you want to call it. It's just a continuation. 2.5, whatever you want to call it. It's a continuation of the story, and we review it every week. And so far, we're digging it. Quotable does a good job. I think everyone in the world knows about Demon Slayer, unless you're living under a rock. So I don't know what we could really add to this because we're actually watching it right now. So
yeah, it's a weird spot because it's already already airing right now technically. So it's a little weird, but that's just how it is right now.
That's how Attack on Titan was. Remember, it came out in like December and then like continued into January. So we're not going to take it off the roundup just because we have a new season incoming. So we will be continuing with this one every week. All right. This one we will have a lot to talk about. Click on it for me. This is World's End Harem. It actually premiered this year. Did it come out in winter of this year?
October.
Oh, October. Okay, so never mind. Fall of this year. So it's basically prolonged. I thought it was like much longer. It's basically prolonged a season here. All right, I'll read the synopsis. I think a lot of people know what this one's about. The time is near future Tokyo, Japan in 2040. Reito, a young man suffering from an intractable disease, vows to reunite with his childhood friend, Arisa, and decides to cold sleep to cure her illness. When he wakes up 5 years later, the world is undergoing a major transformation. The MK male killer virus kills 99.9% of man on the planet. The ground was a super harem with 5 billion women for every 5 men.
The translation was a little off there from Crunchyroll. Because, it says her illness when he wakes up. And then the end here, a little bit of a spotty translation here.
That's a spotty translation. I was reading, I'm like, the ground? What? It's just a little weird. They could have worded that better. But if you kind of get the gist of that, I think you kind of get the gist of the show, right? Not many men, lots of women. You're probably a weeb if you're watching this. It's anime. I think we all sort of know where this harem is going. Is it technically a hentai? Technically? I mean...
No. See, and that's the problem, James.
No.
That's my...
Right there. Highlight right there.
Which one?
The genres. Ecchi and sci-fi. I'm sorry. I don't read this shit, but I've seen enough manga panels to be like, I'm sorry. That's kind of a hentai. I mean, it's not really ecchi. I don't know how the anime... I mean, I guess those genres are for the anime. The anime might just be an ecchi and have a bunch of lines and blur stuff out. But the manga, come on. That's a hentai, dude. You know? Okay, give your hot take on this one, Germs. What do you have to say about this?
I'm not really interested in this one. It just seems like I kind of wish this was just a hentai, or like this just seems like it's gonna feel so slow. Like there's gonna be tons of blurred lines, even if we get like I want to see nonstop spiciness here. But like I feel like we're gonna get like maybe like 1 or 2 spicy scenes an episode, and it's like, oh, now I gotta wait till next week, and then it's like, wait, we're not gonna see anything going on here because it's it's not a hentai. So I just wish it was just a hentai, man. That's the main problem with this for me.
Too.
Like it's just gonna be too slow. It's gonna feel like an ecchi anime, but no spice. Well, to the level I want it to be. I'm expecting from 5 billion women, and only a few guys.
Yeah. The spice will be there, but it won't have as much kick as you like it to have. I think, I think the real problem is, because the first episode already aired. I don't know what happened, whether it was the station, whether it was the studio, whether it was the producers, but I feel like it probably premiered, and then everyone was like, whoa, we can't have this on television. It's time to, let's cut this right now. We'll premiere it later. That's what we're getting. And a lot of people are speculating that when it picks up again, because remember, the first episode's technically out. The first episode already premiered. So when this picks up again, it'll be episode 2. A lot of people are thinking it's going to be turned down even more so from the first episode. I think a lot of people were speculating the first episode came out, and
they stopped it all.
There was probably... Yeah, there was probably some complaints, and they're probably like, all right, we're going to tone it down when we bring it back. We're going to halt production on this. We'll come back and we'll tone it down. So if you're worried about not getting that hentai experience, well, it's going on live Japanese television, you know? So there's going to be lots of lines, lots of blurriness, and the content itself, forget, you know, whether you're seeing sex or not. I mean, the content itself is probably going to be toned down because the first episode came out and people were not happy about it. That's what people speculate. Now, that could be totally wrong. Episode 2 can come out and it could be like, whoa, just as wild as the first episode. We don't know. But it certainly is not going to be as spicy as the manga. That's for sure. That is not a debate there. You know, it's going on broadcast network television. They can't show all of that stuff, you know? So definitely no debate there.
Yeah,
you know?
I wonder if they're going to do, because like with like a few shows, like we do have Healer, and I don't know if Interspecies reviewers had this as well, but some shows have like dual showings, where one's like the censored version, and then they have the uncensored version, you know, the where there's no holds barred, you know. So I wonder if this show also has it. I from just like looking here, doesn't seem there is two separate versions. But I feel like
it'd be nice.
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice.
I feel like this would be so much easier just to read the manga, and I've seen some chapters. I saw like one of the MCs is like a super like beta looking guy. He only wants to, you know.
Oh the main one looks like that.
Oh yeah. I think I read a chapter like that was like way later, but he was like, I think this is like his like childhood, the childhood friend. He's like, oh no, I don't want to have sex with all these women. I want to have sex with her. She's the only one I care about. And it's like, this is a harem. This is a harem series here. You want to give me one of the MCs as a guy that just wants the one girl? Come on.
Well, I think one thing that we always complain about when it comes to harems, and I think me and you can both agree on this, is we hate the trope of the MC who is beta and wants like the girls will make advances on him and he's like, he blushes and runs away. We hate that shit. And that's not to say we want a horn dog for every MC in a harem, but we don't. It's just so tired at this point. It's so unrealistic. I know it's drawings. I know it's fucking cartoons. But if you're a guy in that situation, in any of these harem show situations, you wouldn't be doing that. You know, I think that's why I liked High School of the Dead so much, man, because he didn't really shy away from that as much. Yeah,
he would be like, okay, I slow down, like, oh, let's turn it down a little bit, you know, because the other people or something, like, not because he didn't want to.
Yeah, but exactly, and there were still implied scenes. Now they weren't showing graphic sex, but you know, he'd sleep with one of the girls, and then it kind of fades to black, and then like the next morning they wake up. You kind of
read between the lines.
Enough spice. Yeah, we read between the lines. That's fine. That's enough spice for us. But we're so tired of the one guy who, oh, you know, you fell on me and your boobs are in my face. Oh, you have to get off me. Like, it's such a tired trope, and I think you and I both agree that we're not big fans of that. And unfortunately, it looks like the MC is like that in this series.
Yeah, I think me reading that one random chapter, like one of these random days, was like, and I saw like, you know, some of the MCs are, you know, they're living the life, you know. But then I saw like one of the MCs. I'm like, oh no, I don't want. I've seen too many of these beta guys. You know, it's like
that's
what's mostly turning me off here. And then especially with being animated and it's gonna be totally censored. I'd rather just read the manga and then just, you know, see uncensored version with all titties everywhere. You know.
I get what you're saying. But it is a shit show, and it would be fun to talk about every week. So we'll leave this, because you remember we used to every preseason we kind of leave our thoughts at the end here. So this will be like a maybe. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it at the end here.
This is a very low maybe for me to watch, even on my own.
It's a low, but hey man, there's not much this season. Okay, we're kind of we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. But all right, so that's World's End Harem. Let's get out of here.
Here's some of the good stuff right here.
Here's some of the good stuff. Click on this one for me, my friend. What's the technical English name of this? My Dress Up Darling?
Yeah, My Dress Up Darling.
My Dress Up Darling. Awesome. All right, let me read the synopsis. High schooler Wakana Gojo cares about one thing, making Hina dolls. With nobody to share his obsession, he has trouble finding friends or even holding conversation. But after the school's most popular girl, Marin Kitagawa, reveals a secret of her own, he discovers a new purpose for his sewing skills. Together, they'll make her cosplay dreams come true. Sounds fucking horrendous, but if you watch the trailer, it looks good, okay? Let me say two things here. I have a soft spot for Cloverworks. You know what? Go click on Cloverworks for me while I talk about them. Listen, they got a spotty record. Oh, they're doing. Scroll up
from the bottom to the top here.
Real quick though, they're doing Spy Family though. I saw that right? Mm-hmm. Wow, and a part 2 already. Scroll up. Is there already a part 2 announced? Interesting. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, we'll start at the beginning, like you're saying. They have a spotty track record. I know that, but when Cloverworks is on their A game, they do well. They really do well. Again, some of these endings, like right there, Promised Neverland, first season. I loved that shit. I loved it. I love the darkness. I love the direction, the animation. When they're on their A game, they give us good shit. They really do.
Fate Babylon, that was some good stuff.
That was good stuff. See, you can talk about that. Yeah, let's see here. Bunch of shit that I have not seen. 2020 checked out that year. Okay, but here's what I'm talking about. So, Promised Neverland, I feel like throwing up. I don't want to talk about that. Let's pretend that doesn't exist. Horimiya. Some people might not like that it kind of covered. But honestly, as an anime only, I didn't give a shit. Wonder Egg. Remember, we'll get to the special. This is the series. Phenomenal. One of the best shows. We will be talking about this in the Weeb Awards. By the way, we will be doing our own Anime of the Year award special here. Be on the lookout for that. Give us a sub if you want to stay around for that content. Gorgeous. Production issues, they had a recap episode, but for what it was magical, and I loved it. At the time. Shadow's House, probably not as high of production. I'm like halfway through this one. It's good. It's still good though. It's solid. I don't know how it ends. I don't know if they botched the ending. I see you smiling, so I don't know if they do or not, but I'll finish that one and give you my full thoughts on it. Then we have like the Wonder Egg special. I don't even want to talk about that one either. I get depressed when I talk about that. But so spotty track record. I mean, they also did Bunny Girl Senpai. People love that. I didn't really love it, but that's more of a story thing, not an animation thing. Listen, when Cloverworks is at their best, they give us good stuff. And when you watch the trailer to this, it looks like a wholesome romance. Hey man, I might be hitching my wagon here too soon, but it looks good. It looks good. I'm very interested in this one. Are you interested in this one, James?
Yeah, I love the visuals and the story looks very interesting. It seems like a very different, and the waifus, waifu potential here seems very, very high. Tons of dressing up, and cute outfits, beautiful. And the main heroine here seems like a great character, not just like not just big titties, like most shows.
Right. And I'm curious to see the relationship between the two because it seems like he's going to be making the dolls and outfits. The cosplay, and she's going to be wearing them and maybe supporting him in his dreams. So, however they take this, I'm interested, and yeah, for me, this will get the Weeb Retreat seal of approval. I'm definitely going to be watching this, and I'm very interested in it. And yeah,
yes,
and I think you're interested too. People say the manga is good, so this is one that people have been looking out for. So.
Oh, there's 30 people that already dropped it already. Wow, those are crazy people there.
Oh, they're from the future, dude. That's really, I'm jealous. They're actually from the future. I'm jealous.
Okay.
So yeah, this is Realist.
Realist hero.
How a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. Fantastic title. That kind of says all you need to know. Should I read this one or gloss over?
I'll just like a little gloss over. I'll just give the Jeremy synopsis here. It was very political and like world focused.
Really?
Yeah. So there's like, I think he doesn't do a single fight. He just does like the political behind the scenes. It's a lot more of like a talkie kind of show. It has like a lot of different races and communication, and it's like, okay, this is a very different feeling isekai. some people don't like that political Game of Thrones kind of folk, like,
I would like
yes,
that. I don't think that it's not terrible for
yeah,
me.
it's
I'm surprised an isekai has that. I've never heard of that.
yeah, like there's some other shows that have like the more strategy focus, not as isekai, but like Arslan, Arslan, I forgot but Arslan is done by the Fullmetal Alchemist writer. That one was also like a strategy behind the scenes. It's kind of like just the MC is just like the general, and he commands and does those behind the scenes. That's how this show was.
Yeah.
It's just the a guy from the our current world comes to like a fantasy world. He's like, oh, the farming infrastructure is horrible. Let's build aqueducts. Let's do that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's funny. That's
yeah.
funny.
So that's where it focuses. Like, he doesn't do any fighting or have like OP's cheat skills, and so like that's what I like about this show as an isekai compared to a lot of the other ones. I'm interested to see what the season 2 does, and so if you're not much a fan of isekai, but if you like that aspect of the strategy behind the scenes, what would if I went into a fantasy world, what would I do?
The more social, political sort of stories. I hear like Galactic Heroes is sort of like that. So, yeah, interesting. I didn't know that it'd be like that, but screams isekai trash to me.
Yeah.
But again, I'm just not. It's not made for me. I'm not the isekai guy. It's if you want isekai, you got to consult this man over here. He'll tell you whether it's good or not.
Yeah. So yeah.
So does it get you? You watching?
Oh yeah,
it?
I'm definitely watching. I liked how the first season went, and like he naturally builds up his harem of waifus, from his careers.
Of course, it's an isekai. Yeah. It's still an isekai.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm definitely watching this one. It's gonna be a fun little watch.
So that gets the seal of approval for Germs.
Yep.
All right, here we go, baby. Click on it. Mushoku Tensei gets a special. This episode will center around Eris and Ruiger that takes place during the 5th episode of part 2. This is when, because I've read this before, it's when she goes off to like slay goblins. So it's Mushoku Tensei. I don't think I have to say anything else. My interest couldn't be higher. I mean, if you've seen us review Mushoku Tensei every week for our weekly roundup, you would know that we both loved it. And yeah, do you have anything to add with this? Anything, because you've read the manga? Is this anime original, or maybe it's from the light novel?
From the light
novels.
This wasn't in the manga, so it's a nice. Hey, they always add nice little content from the light novels,
which is great. That's great. It's great for me because I'm anime only. It doesn't matter, but for you, it's even great for you because you haven't read the light novel. Even though all the comments say that we absolutely have to read them, and we will at some point. So yeah, when this comes out, definitely expect a review.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it, man.
Whenever it hits the web, whenever it hits, because this will be a Japanese Blu-ray, so we won't get it out here officially. But when it does hit the web via, the pirates and the fiendish weebs out there, then we will definitely review it. Absolutely, absolutely. It's Mushoku Tensei. Sifting through the trash here. Okay, we got to talk about this one for you specifically. Orient. Let's click on it. At age 10, best friends Musashi and Kojiro sat in excited silence as Kojiro's father spun tales of evil demons who preyed on the innocent and the warriors who defeated them. Practicing swordplay, the two swear an oath to become the strongest in the world, but as they grow up, Kojiro turns cynical, and Musashi comes to the realization that he can't overturn 150 years of demon rule on his own. He's being called a prodigy with a pickaxe, and he's almost ready to settle into a life of labor. Yet he can't shake the feeling that he still has incorrect grammar. He still has a responsibility to act, and soon the injustices of the world will force his hand. So, a call to action. Somehow he's going to be the hero's tale. He'll be pulled into his adventure somehow. Gotta love these translations. So this is by the mangaka of Magi. You've read Magi. You love Magi. Beautiful. What do you make? Actually, have you read Orient?
Yeah,
I know you picked up some of it.
I read the first volume.
What do you make of it?
It's a very interesting. It has a very different, very, very, very different feel than Magi, because Magi was obviously Arabian Nights and those stories, Sinbad and everyone. Yeah. But this one had a totally very different feel. This had like a very large scale like near the end of like the first volume, like a whole cast of characters. They didn't even show up on here, but like a whole cast of characters just show up at the end. You're like, whoa, that's a bit much here, because for like the first while it's just him and his best friend. It's like okay, it's a slow build up, but then
this is Magi, right?
No, this one.
This is Magi. This one,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, the end of the first volume. Yeah. The end of the first volume. A lot of people show up.
So it's a.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I was like, interesting. I was like, that's a very weird one. And like, but like the scale of like the demons and like it's like, whoa, we're getting huge right from the get go. Like a lot of shows start a little bit slower. Maybe fighting it against like the local bandits, or maybe like a little, but like this is going against like giant demons, and it's like, whoa, what are we doing here? It's like we're like, did I accidentally pick up like volume 10 or volume 1? I don't know. So I wonder how this is.
So fast pacing. Yeah, fast pacing for sure. You know what vibes it gives me as someone who doesn't know anything about it? First of all, it gives me like old school shonen vibes, like like more of like a 2000s kind of shonen. So that's interesting. It really gives me like a Shaman King 2021 and Dragon Quest Dai vibes. That's the kind of vibes this show gives me. It looks like it would be long running, and I don't know that. I mean, we don't know that. I'm just saying it looks like it, and it looks like it's more that sort of like cutthroat action
very
adventure
fast,
shonen anime. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you read the first volume, and you're not a pacing guy as much as me, so if you're thinking the pacing's pretty fast at the end of the first volume, not when you were talking, I thought you meant the end of the series, dude. I thought you were talking about the ending of Magi where a bunch of people show up, but you're talking about the end of the first volume of this. So that's extremely fast paced.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it's a very very different feel than Magi. Very very different.
Are you gonna be watching?
Yeah,
I'm
definitely gonna be watching it. I wonder how long it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's not too long, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
If it goes on for too long and it's not catching my attention, we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely interested to start off. But I don't know how it's gonna be in the long run. I haven't seen. Yep. I don't know. All I know is the beginning, really. But that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah. So it's gonna get the seal of approval for Germs. It does not get the Weeb Retreat seal of approval for me. It's not. I don't think it's bad. I just don't know if I want to hop into that right now. But tell me how it goes. I'm curious. It gives me that Shaman King, Dragon Quest Dai kind of vibes with that one. So, okay, here's one I am very much interested in here. Kobayashi. I love this shit. I think I love this shit more than the average person. I really do. I think Kobayashi is... I think it's fantastic. I think Kyoto Animation has brought Kobayashi to life. I think it's one of the greatest adaptations out there, anime-wise. I mean, it's so good. So this is it's a special episode, an unaired episode with the Blu-ray. Very much same thing with Mushoku Tensei. This and Mushoku Tensei are similar in that we watched them, we reviewed them, and we love them, and we got a Blu-ray episode to look forward to.
Yeah.
Season 1 had this. Season 1 had an episode 14, technically. Remember that Valentine's Day episode? It's Kobayashi, man. I think I know what the plot is. I think it's, you remember how Kana met that American girl?
Chloe right here.
I think, Chloe. There we go. I'm not even looking. Chloe. I think she hangs out with Chloe again. I think Chloe comes to Japan, or it doesn't say the synopsis here, but we get more Chloe, which is cool.
Maybe Valentine's Day or something. I see a heart,
Hey, I see a heart too, so that's good to see. It's Kobayashi, man. It's so good. I mean, they can
just feel good
at this point. They can do no wrong. It's wholesome. It's wholesome to the max. There's no way you watch this shit and don't feel good inside.
They could spend a whole episode cooking food, and I would be happy.
I'd watch it too. I'd be like, this is fascinating. I love it. It's all about the interpersonal connections between the characters, and if you haven't seen the show, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but this is a slice of life done right. And so when this comes out and we find it on the evil dark web, we will review it. Of course, we'll absolutely watch it. So definitely gets the seal of approval from both of us. You don't even have to say what you think about it. I know what you think about it. We're definitely watching this, definitely talking about it. No questions asked. All right, let's click on this one. We have Sabikui Bisco. Japan's post-apocalyptic wasteland, replete with dust, can only be saved by one thing: fungus. Okay, did not expect to go there. Bisco Akaboshi, a wanted criminal and skilled archer, searches for a legendary mushroom. Oh, he's on shrooms. Known as Sabikui, said to devour any and all rust. Joining him on this epic saga to save the country is a giant crab and a young doctor. Can this unlikely trio find the fabled fungi and save the land? That is one of the most interesting and slightly disturbing synopsises I've ever read. I mean, I was saying that out loud because I haven't. This is my live reaction. That was slightly disturbing to read out loud.
My favorite line was "Save the country." Episode to save the giant crab and a young doctor.
And a young doctor. Okay, then. Talking about shrooms here. Maybe the author was on shrooms when he made this one. So. It's not an anime original. It screams anime original to me. I would have bet money that this was an anime original, but it's not. It's got a light novel and a manga. Holy shit. So we've seen the trailer. What do you make of this one, Germs?
It's got a very weird vibe. It's like a
very weird.
Every season there's always that one weird show.
There's always that one, dude. There's always that one.
What was that one show that we watched? That was like the 6 characters. Oh, something Drive. What was it called?
It's
Akudama.
Appare Ranman. Oh, Akudama Drive. That one too. You know what's funny? Akudama Drive, Appare Ranman, or JoJo Part 7, and Decadence. Those all 3 of those came out in 2020, I believe. All 3 of those are anime originals, and all 3 of those, to not be an ass, were kind of lackluster. They kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So I know this is an anime original, and I know it's so unfair to put it in that category with them. And you can't say all anime originals are bad. Listen, Cowboy Bebop's a fucking anime original. That shit is one of the best things ever created. Okay, that's a masterpiece. But I'm just saying, I've got post-traumatic stress from the vibes. I got post-traumatic stress from last year with this sort of vibe I have here. And I know it's not anime original. It just screams that way.
The wackiness and the weirdness.
The premise is so out there. It doesn't seem like this would be a published light novel and manga. This seems like something a production studio would be like, hey, let's create this and see
what happens.
It sticks. But yeah, like Vivi, wasn't Vivi anime original? Mm-hmm. Like Vivi, so Vivi's good, right? You've seen it, you love it. But Vivi has an interesting, wacky sort of concept, right? This doesn't, like, Vivi is like sort of an exception. That screamed quality. That screamed like, ooh, I'm interested. Like, this will be good. This just screams wacky. This just screams like a little bit crazy. I mean, we're talking about fungus and mushrooms and crabs, and it's interesting. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching it.
What do you make of it?
I just don't know how good it's gonna be, but I see some waifu potential here. They show 3 waifus right on the cover.
Maybe.
But waifus can't save a series,
True, and I've learned that the hard way many times. Yeah, can we upsell this to me at all? I mean, is there any waifus here? I mean, is there any? Give me something to bite on here. I need something to pull me into this one, because right now it's a very weird one. That's all we have. Yeah, see, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's interesting. The trailer isn't bad. The trailer's just like, huh. Okay. It's not. We're looking for the hidden gems here, and it doesn't seem like it's a gem, but
you never know.
You can't always judge a book by its cover. You never know. You never technically know. You know? So, seal of approval from Germs. From me, I guess it's a maybe, leaning towards a skip from me personally, but we'll see how it shakes out. We gotta have a 4th one for our roundup, so we'll see how it shakes out. All right, then one last one that we want to talk about here before we wrap up this preseason special. Thank you all for tuning in, by the way. Dolls Frontline. All right. After the Third World War, nations devastated by biological warfare no longer have the ability to protect the wastelands. So the defense of these territories is left to private military companies like Griffin and Kruger, whose android soldiers, or tactical dolls, are tasked with fighting the rogue android army of Sangfis Ferry. Now, M4A1, the indecisive but potentially capable leader of the elite anti-rain team, must protect her comrades in a series of operations to try and regain the upper hand against Sangvis Ferry. That screams extremely generic to me, like a lot of shows this season. So, what do you have to say about this one, Germs?
This just has a soft spot in my heart, man, because this was the first. This was the first gacha game I ever played. I remember like it was yesterday.
It's a gotcha game. Okay,
But
there's a lot of gotcha games this season,
but the
huh?
thing that stands out about this series is just the story is insane. Like this is not a happy-go-lucky story. This is a very dark. People, it's a very what's it called? It's just very dark, but it's a very great story here. Like like I was amazed that this was like a mobile game. Like the story is so dark. The
Yeah.
characters.
Show me the genres here. This is like a dark, mature sort of show, is
Yeah,
what you're
it's
saying?
post-apocalyptic. It's it doesn't really show.
Yeah, robots, military, primarily female cast. I know why you like it. Guns.
Well, because all of them are guns.
Right there, action, and drama. Okay, so not telling me much. I mean, I don't know. Gotcha game. It's if you're telling me it's good,
Yeah,
then you see
the
something
story
in
is,
it.
it's after World War III, so it's desolate wasteland out there. It's just them trying to help save humanity and all that stuff. But like some
Yeah.
characters like Soft Mod and AR-15,
Literally, they have a character literally
no,
called
they're all
AR-15.
they're all guns. She holds an AR-15.
Okay, I was gonna say, please tell me she actually wields an AR-15. That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so you'll know all these are gun names, but like just like they're as characters, they're like very fascinating. Like they're very not your normal kind of girl.
M16. Yeah, as a firearm owner myself, I bet I think that's interesting. I'd like to see whether they actually like if they're gonna anime style it or like actually have the guns and the firearms work properly. Because you know how like a lot of movies and TV shows kind of do their own things with guns. Make them automatic when they're just semi-automatic and stuff like that. So. That's cool. So you learned about this from the game? Were you playing the game first, and then you learned about the story a little bit?
Oh yeah, because in the game, as you do like the quests and all that kind of stuff, it's like, oh, this is a very different feeling. Because I'm expecting like the gacha games, like something like Princess Connect, like a very happy-go-lucky, but this was like a very dark and like mature
story.
Characters are broken, and
so
it's like,
is this gonna
wild?
Is this gonna adapt the game, or is this like a brand new storyline to you? Like just reading that synopsis, is it gonna be stuff that you've seen, or is it like all new stuff?
It seems like it's probably by what was in the game, which was just some really good stuff. So
okay.
I'm cool. I really hope that they it's like you see, obviously you've seen like a few of the like they make a few images and stuff, and it's like, ooh, well that's wild. But having a whole anime about it, it's like, oh, this is gonna be some good stuff. So I'm
the poster. The poster looks sick. That's a sick poster, dude. The one at the top there. That's sick art. So that's cool. Yeah. So you're hyped about this, right? You're really hyped about this.
For this one here.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I should peep the trailer and get a better feel for that one. The synopsis screams generic to me, but hey, what do I know? I didn't play the game. You played the game, and you have a lot better sense than me because you've experienced it. So I'll take your word for it if it's good. So, all right, that's it for our preseason special for the winter 2022 anime season. We're gonna make a cut here. We're gonna talk amongst ourselves in the back room, and we're gonna decide our weekly roundup. That's right. We're no longer going to keep it hidden. So we'll see you guys in a sec. All right, we're back, guys, and so here's what we've decided. We had a sit down. We've huddled amongst ourselves as the weebs, as the mafiosos that we are, and we're working on a compromise here. But we hope, and we can't, no promises. We hope to have a roundup of 4 this fall season. We had a roundup of 4 again. Shameless plug for the podcast, but the roundup's for the podcast, so it's a fine plug, okay? But we've decided on 3. We want a 4th, but we're not sure on the 4th, so we're working on it. Okay, this is kind of it's not the greatest season. It's not. We've got some 2 heavy hitters right here, but a lot of continuations, a lot of isekai, a lot of stuff that I haven't even caught up to. I really think if we were caught up with Takagi-san, I think that'd be the 4th, but it's the hand we're dealt, right, Germs? It's the hand we're dealt. We're just not caught up. That would be a great one, though. We love, little rom-coms, but here's what we can promise you guys. We're going to promise you guys Attack on Titan. We already said that. Expect a review of the latest episode every week of Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2. Maybe a reaction in there, thrown in there at the end. Maybe. There's no way that we can't talk about the show. The show is bigger than life itself. Incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
the history that we had with it. Yeah, it's been we've been on this journey for so long, me and you know, watching Attack on Titan, that we can't do something. There's gotta be something special for Attack on Titan. It's a, you know, this is not in everything,
definitely.
but it's something special. You know, you gotta do something special for it.
It's special, and that's why we're not promising anything here, but you might get a potential reaction to the end of this epic, to this masterpiece. I mean, this is I took a break from anime from a few years, and one of the shows that got me back into anime was Attack on Titan. So this shit has been going on for a long time. It's huge. We got to talk about it, and you will get a review of the latest episodes every week. We have Demon Slayer season 2, whatever the hell you want to call it, Entertainment District arc. We review that every week already, and that's not changing.
Continuing.
We're continuing. We're 4 episodes in, so episode. By the way, we will not have an episode next week, but we will have a review of the latest episode of Demon Slayer. This will sort of count as our weekly episode. It's a special, but then we'll pick up next week with this actual season starting here. So no episode next week, but look out for a Demon Slayer review. And maybe in that episode, we'll have the fourth pick of our roundup. Okay, then scroll down a little bit here, Germs. Right there. My Dress Up Darling. That's the English name, right? Hopefully I'm not botching it, because pretty soon we'll be watching it. Yeah, I'm so glad that you're interested in this one too. I'm so glad, because I'm very interested. If you weren't interested in this one, I would have been begging you to get interested in this one. I'm glad that we're both on board with this one.
Yeah, just watch the trailer.
Looks wholesome.
It totally. Yeah. Just reading it doesn't do it justice.
No. I mean, the synopsis is fine, but the trailer is what sells it. Cloverworks has some beautiful animation in here. And who knows? It could end up like a Promised Neverland. It could end up like a Wonder Egg special. We don't know, but it could also end up like one way to find out. It could end up like a Promised Neverland first season. It could end up like a Wonder Egg the show, not the special. So it's Cloverworks. We don't know what we're gonna get here, but it looks good.
I hope it's good.
So fingers crossed, man. We never want to watch a bad show. We're doing this for fun. We're doing it for you guys to enjoy anime. We're not here to talk shit about anime. So yeah, those are the three. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and My Dress Up Darling. We won a 4th. We're going to figure it out. We're going to talk amongst ourselves. We're going to see what we can cook up for you guys. Hopefully we can get a 4th to review every week. I really love the weekly roundup that we have with 4, but no promises, and we will get back to you guys shortly on that. So yeah, any parting words for the season before we start it up? I mean, winter 2022. A lot of sequels. A lot of sequels. A lot of isekai. A lot of isekai.
That's what makes it such an interesting season. Just probably like half the shows are isekai here, but a lot of movies and OVAs as well. So it's there's not even that many like actual just shows compared to the usual.
Yeah, that is true.
A lot of OVAs.
Yes, like Fruits Basket movie. We have Mushoku Tensei and Kobayashi specials. Like, I'm more hyped for those than any of this isekai trash. I'll tell you what, I'm more hyped for those than some shows that we've talked about weekly on here. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. So all right, we hope you enjoyed your stay. Make sure to hit that thumbs up if you got to this part in the video. We hope that you enjoyed this special. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, give us a follow over on there. This won't be up on there. This is a special, but any at Weeb Retreat, you can follow us on all the socials. All right. And with that, we will see you guys next week for Just Demon Slayer. Then the week after that, it's wintertime already. New year, brand new us. I can't believe it. So, all right, guys, Weeb's out. Peace.